Hey everybody, welcome to the Suburban Stitcher podcast. My name is Diane and today is September 14th, 2016. This is episode 101. It's really hard to believe. I'm going to say that for a while now. 101. Just that everything's hard to believe. I am flying by the seat of my pants today. No show notes. I have been super duper busy in the sewing room, in this room, just working away on bags for the shop, for finishing up, almost completely done with all of the Suburban Stitcher 10 pre-orders. I would say about 90% of the orders have gone out. I have about 8 or 9 that are still pending, and those should be out no later than next week. So, which is about 3 weeks ahead of schedule. So, super excited about that. I'm happy for all of y'all to have your bags in there. Those pre-orders kind of went in 2 waves. There was a big, right when I released them, and then about 3 or 4 weeks after they were in the shop for a while, a whole bunch of other ones kind of went out or were ordered again, and then that's on a pre-order, as many of the things that I've kind of been doing lately are pre-order, 4 to 6 weeks depending on fabric delivery and all of that. So, because I don't order the fabric until they are purchased. Anyway, just felt like I wanted to get that out there. So I have been busy working, busy sewing, busy doing a lot of things. I'm busy working on a lot of socks. So I have no finished objects this week. And as far as announcements, let me get that out of the way too. Announcements, the Around Your Neck cowl is it is done, finished. The finished objects thread is amazing. I'm so excited and proud of all of you guys for the amazing projects that you've done. So that's really exciting. I was so inspired by so many things, and I am finishing up the tallying of all of the points and getting all of that stuff awarded, and that will most likely be an episode of its own. Because as I mentioned before, there are probably 40 to 50 winners of prizes. So we had so many donations and so many very generous things. So that will be its own episode. And I will announce, like, if you did not participate and you do not care to see who won prizes, then you certainly don't have to watch, which is why it's going to be its own separate thing. Okay, so let's get into the knitting. I have been knitting a lot of socks. I've been getting ready for Socktober, which is a knit along hosted by the Carolina Fiber Girls. It is hosted in their Ravelry group, and it's a sock knit along, and you earn points for how much yardage you use, and just all different sorts of combinations of things that you can win points for. I am using this as motivation to get a lot of the socks that are already started off my needles. I have some sock whips that tragically have been on my needles for a very long time. So, no finished objects, but I have some things that are super duper close and that are sitting in hibernation waiting until October 1st. So last week I showed you that I had this one sock done. This is Pie May by Cookie A. This one is completely done. And this second sock is just waiting for a toe. So this is sitting in hibernation. This sock yarn is 2 by hand in the Effie colorway, and I'll have a good little bit left to do blanket squares and minis with. I also showed you last time my O Loops socks. This is O Loops in the Titania colorway. Titania. And so the first one is done. And the second one, this one was a toe-up sock. So this one is all the way done, fish lips, kiss heel, and waiting on the ribbing. So that's 2 pairs of socks that are almost done and ready to go. So those are in hibernation. I have a 3rd pair of socks that is, this one, these need heels. So I had finished 1 sock tube. This is my Zombodies Curiouser yarn by Desert Vista Dye Works. This is the pair that I started that I just didn't finish when I was doing the knit along. But I did the 2nd sock tube, so now I have 2, and they just need heels. So there's no heels in these. I may go ahead and put the heel in one of them because the rules state that all you have to leave is 1 cuff, toe, or heel. So I may go ahead and put in the heel in one of them, and that way I know where it's going to be. And it's going to be out of the yarn. I'll do a afterthought heel, obviously, and get that done. So that's 3 pairs of socks that are in hibernation, waiting for the finishing. So I'm doing very good on that. Since last we spoke, I have worked, I believe it's been a week or so since I've worked on them, but I'm quite sure that I've put in some more progress on my, I have this one is in a bag that's a prototype that I'm not ready to show quite yet. But I have, these are my fresh egg socks. These will get an afterthought heel probably in this area, I believe, in between the brown and the pink. Maybe there, I don't know, just got plenty of yarn, probably between the brown and the pink. I think I don't need to have them that high. But I'm knitting these in tandem, so they're exact matches. Done a little bit more on this one, obviously, but there's those. And this is yarn by Mustache Yarn. I'm Stacy. So I have those coming along quite nicely. And the other pair of socks that I have been kind of really focusing on, this is actually my oldest sock whip. And I discovered it last year and didn't do anything about it. And then this year finally decided that it needs to get done as part of this little knit along. So this yarn is Kirby Werby. That tells you how old it is, right? Because it's been about a year or more since she has dyed yarn and been doing anything. But this is Kirby Werby yarn. It is not a striping. It is just a hand-painted, hand-dyed, and the colorway is called Drunk on a Plane. And it's beautiful colors. It is a kind of aqua and gray, charcoal gray and white, hand painted. And this was an experiment when I started it way back when, because I wanted to see how crazy, like how big of a pool I could get on a sock. So I started this, I looked back at my photos on my phone. I started it, actually I think it's 2 years ago today, just September 14th, almost positive. But about September 14th of 2014. And I knit about up to there. That marker shows, and you can see the gauge changes drastically. But up to that marker was what I knit initially. So it has some crazy pooling. You can see that, like just big, huge pools of color. And then I picked it back up and I decided, these are kind of summery, bright, fun colors. I don't want tall socks out of these. I want to make another pair of shorties. And since I had already started it toe up, I thought, well, I'm just going to do a fish lips kiss heel and go straight into ribbing and see how they fit and how they turn out. And I really like them. Yeah, that gives you a good idea of how the gauge changed over 2 years. So this is the first sock. Super squishy and comfortable and lovely. For those that are interested in how I did this, I knit just my regular standard Turkish heel or Turkish toe, Turkish cast on, increased up to 64 stitches total, and then knit the tube, got to where I needed to put in the fish lips kiss heel. I did that, and then after the row, which is actually the second round, just the way that pattern works, it takes 2 rounds to actually work up all of your twin stitches. So after the second round, I had worked all of the twin stitches, then I went straight into 10 rounds of ribbing. And that's it. And they are the perfect little footy sock. Super comfortable. Of course, I have no idea how they will wear or how well they will stay on my feet, but I wore them around the house for a little while and they seem to be just fine. So we shall see. It's an experiment. But I love this yarn. So that one I finished up, and then I started the toe on the second one. And so you can see it's going to start doing its pooling thing. And this one is kind of my travel concentrate on it sock project at the moment. I will get it all the way up to the heel, get it ready to do that 10 rounds of ribbing, and then it'll be done. So that's exciting because that one is super close. And yeah. Okay, so what else have I been working on? I pulled out, I just felt like I've been working on all these whips and working on all these things, which is great. I'm finishing up lots of things, or I will be finishing up lots of things October 1st in just a couple of weeks. But sometimes you just need to cast something new on, and you just need to look at new yarn and have new possibilities and new ideas. So I pulled out some yarn that I was actually sent to review, and this yarn, I'm so glad I did. This yarn is called, it's by Dale Garn, and it is their Eco Baby Wool, 100%. I'm assuming, since I cannot read Norwegian, which I believe this is 100% ecological wool, or maybe it's organic wool. I'm not sure. It's 100% wool. So I don't believe it's superwash. That is also what I'm assuming. But again, I think you might be able to go onto Ravelry and get a little more information about the exact details. But I am using 2 different colors, and I cannot remember which one is which, but I will tell you what they are. Again, that is in my project notes as well. So the colorways that I'm using, and they're very descriptive numbers. It is colorway 222-1302 and 222-1314. And so here's the 2 colors. Very Diane. Like this. But I love the 2 colors. This is just a light pewtery gray. And this one is, that's actually a little more accurate because it's a little pinkier. Like that is showing up to purple, but right there is a little closer, I think. It's just kind of a pinky mauve, not really a purpley mauve. There they are together, and I cast on for a hat. This is a fingering weight yarn, and as I have mentioned before, one one of the things that I'm kind of unofficially doing is knitting my way through the Authentic collection by Joji Locatelli. I finished the BA Cool hat a few weeks ago, and this is the other hat from the collection, and it is called A Girl Thing. I'm just barely past the ribbing and into the striping, but you'll see that I have the ribbing right here. I think this was 16 rounds of ribbing, and starting the striping sequence. I want to say that I did a few rounds shorter than she called for, just to make sure that I don't run out of yarn. I'm not super worried about it, but I also think that this is plumper yarn than the pattern calls for, what she used in the pattern, and I think that I'll be fine. I mean, I was happy with how many rounds that looked like. It looked long enough for me for a hat. I did also go up a needle size from what the pattern calls for, again, just because this is a little bit plumper. Now, I didn't change the stitch count, but I just liked the gauge. I felt like it would be too tight. I would be fighting it and my hands would hurt if I was using a smaller needle. So this is what I went with. I love it. I love the squishiness of this yarn. It definitely has that, it is very soft, but it is not like merino soft, but it's very, very soft. Sorry, let me turn on that, or off that phone. So yeah, so I am very pleased with this. The original pattern for this project calls for 3 colors. So the striping kind of is, the brim is one, and then it adds in a second color for the striping, and then a third color that is only used at the very end is kind of this lacy brim decrease section. I decided to use just the 2. So what I am doing is the brim is the gray, and then it will stripe up the pink, and then my last stripe will be out of the gray, and then I will do the top out of the pink. According to the numbers, I should still have enough yarn, but if it looks like I'm getting short, then I will just make it a little shorter and not quite as slouchy. So I have some wiggle room. That's A Girl Thing. So this one, again, is by Joji Locatelli, and it's from her Authentic collection. This is a stitch marker from a kit that I did a long time ago with the Vintage Rose. So this is the Vintage Rose stitch markers. Her shop is open and has lots of beautiful things in there, so you should go check her out. Okay, so that was a new cast on. I haven't worked on it in a few days just because. Another project that I pulled out in the last week or so, I worked on it a little bit, kind of, and honestly, just sort of for a sad reason. Not sort of a sad reason, a very sad reason. The lovely, beautiful Megan Black of the Cyborg's Craft Room passed away about a week and a half ago, and a huge, huge loss to our community, to our Siri just thought I was talking to her. And my phone is freaking out with all of these people messaging about Zombie Apocalypse 2017, which incidentally I signed up for. So exciting. But anyway, then that actually kind of, Zombie Apocalypse this year was the only time that I ever met Megan from Cyborg's Craft Room, and she was amazingly creative, a beautiful soul and beautiful inside and out, and just insanely talented. What she could do with speckled yarn, I is unparalleled. I think she was amazingly talented. So yeah, she will be very missed. And I started this shawl back in May for my Mother's Day cast on, and I haven't really worked on it since then. And I pulled it out when I heard of her passing, Megan's passing, and put a few more stitches into it. So this pattern is called You're Beautiful, which again just makes me happy because what a lovely tribute to her. But it's a big, that doesn't really show the shawl very well, but it's a big, it's this shape. So you can see it's just a huge, huge shaped shawl. I am using 2 skeins of a Cyborg's Craft Room in the Asocolate base. The colorway is called Ain't No Party Like a Cyborg Party. And this is it so far. So it's just happy and beautiful. Every single color under the rainbow. Lovely speckledness, and it's rolling. It's kind of hard to show you because of the shape and the rolling from stockinette, but it's just awesome. I love it. I'm alternating skeins because as crazy as this is, it is still hand-dyed yarn, and if there was one, you know, that had a different concentration of colors, or way more yellow or way more blue or pink or something, you know, at least I'm trying my best. I'm doing everything I can do to make it not have a distinct line. So that has gotten some attention this week, and there is a just very unofficial, if you have some of Megan's yarn, if you are her friend or just want to knit something in reminder and memory of her, there is a knit along called the hashtag for Megan Cal. I have a picture on my Instagram of a close-up of this shawl. It was just a very speckled knit, you know, fabric, and I have it tagged in there because her name is spelled non-traditionally. So I think it's Maegan, for Megan, Maegankal. So if you want to participate, we're all just kind of knitting things to remember Megan. So yes, and that I have one more work in progress that is a new start for me since we spoke last, I believe. I don't think I had started it last time, but I, as always, could be wrong. Sorry, I'm trying to drink lots of water. And so I'm doing a test knit for Hohi, and it is a shawl that is called Kisses by the Sea, I believe. It should be out probably within the week, end of this week, beginning of next week. I am using one new skein and 2 kind of partial leftover skeins of hedgehog fibers to knit this. So it's all hedgehog fibers. And I have had to rip it out last night. Tons of rows, which was so depressing. I still have a mistake in here, and it's just gonna have to be there. I'm not ripping it out again. But, so the shawl is lovely, gorgeous. So I'm using 3 skeins of hedgehog. I've got this this is the leftovers from my mom's Rose City roller socks. It's kind of a greenish blue natural color that was called Winter Thaw. Then I have this gray color that is called Construct. And this pink accent in there that is a variegated, you can see it changes throughout the row, is called Pheasant. So those are my 3 colors. Oh, how funny. It like totally gets weird right there. I wonder if it did on that side. A little bit. I guess just with increases, it kind of doesn't really do the pattern the same on the ends. So yeah, so that is the shawl. I am testing it. It will be out before I'm done with it because I had a huge setback. And you can see right there, that little pearl ridge 2 rows is supposed to be in that color, not in the gray. But I'm not going back. It's just going to be there. When it's all blocked out, you'll never know. I mean, you'll know because I told you, but... So anyway, I love the colors. It's, of course, insanely soft. I love the pattern, but it's just going to be this beautiful, romantic, happy shawl. So if you want to see more of it, Hohi has posted some spoilers and teasers on her Instagram. But again, it's called Kisses by the Sea and should be out soonly. Oh, I guess I could show you my yarn. This is the Winter Thaw. This is the Construct. And this is Pheasant. Let's see if I had to rip out and rewind. So I'm very happy with how those look together. And I think that it's going to be gorgeous, hopefully, when it's all done. So that is all I've been working on, which is a heck of a lot of things, particularly when you're finishing up lots of socks. So since I didn't have finished objects, we've talked about works in progress. We need to talk about Hello Lovelies. And I'm smiling because they are all sitting right here next to me. I had a couple of things that were kind of pre-orders from months ago that came in, and it's so exciting when that happens, right? When you kind of forget that you got it, but you know you did, and then it comes and it surprises you, and it's so exciting. So I ordered some yarn from the very first Harry Potter update for Loops, and I have no idea if I'm going to participate in the knit-along, because knit-alongs are kind of just me and failure. Like, I just am doomed to not be very good at them. But I loved the yarn. So Loops yarn, and that is Lydia Brown. This is the 3rd or 4th year that they've done this Harry Potter knit-along, kind of October, November, December. And you pre-order your yarn. I think I bought this in June, maybe May or June. It came in September. So, I mean, it's been a while. But you get separated into a house, and there's rules to follow and prompts and all sorts of things. So that's really exciting. I was sorted into Ravenclaw, which I'm sort of a little frustrated by, because if you look at my purchases, I'm clearly a Hufflepuff. Took the quiz, took official Pottermore sorting. I am a Hufflepuff. I'm so a Hufflepuff. I'm not a Ravenclaw. Why would I get sorted into Ravenclaw? Anyway. So, I want to show you what I got. They sent you this really funny little letter, welcome. I took this off the outset package so I would still have it. That's my sorting into Ravenclaw. This is all the equipment, you know, the kind of the rules that you'll need. Their list of all of their sponsors. So there's quite a few sponsors for their knit-along. And then they sent this cute little package, Hogwarts Railways, that has jelly beans in here that I am saving, and some tea, and I'm sure these are every flavor beans. 20% off of Banna and Bean shop. So that is exciting. And let me show you the yarn that I got. And again, I have no idea if I will actually do the cowl or if I'm just gonna have pretty yarn. So this is why I should have, Helga Hufflepuff. I am a Hufflepuff. The black and yellow, of course, but then I just love the purple and grays in here as well. I think that's what drew me, because I've wanted to get some Hufflepuff yarn for quite a while, but just the yellow and black only never really drew me in. So seeing this one that had the purple and the gray, I really loved this interpretation of it. So that is, oh, and this is on the Perfection knot, which is 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. That's the first one. The second colorway I got is Hermione Granger. And it's the same base, Perfection knot base. But again, I just loved these colors. This kind of plummy purple with a peach and kind of a pinky mauve and this butterscotchy color. It's just, oh, and there's a little bit of a kind of a natural cream. It's just so beautiful. I loved these colors. And I have always identified with Hermione because I was a do-gooder. We need to have supervision in here. I probably do, even still as an adult, try to like, I know the answer. I have it. Still kind of that way. So I had to get some Hermione. And then this last one, oh my gosh, which this might be my favorite. This is the Fashion knot base, which is 75% superwash merino, 20% nylon, and 5% stellina fingering weight. And the colorway is called Dobby. And oh, I just loved, you can sort of see the sparkle there too. Yeah, super glittery, sparkly, and I loved these grays, naturals, icy blues, kind of this medium French Delft blue color. It's just gorgeous. So that one definitely had to come with me. So very excited. I'll have some pretty socks or something for shawls or something, but probably socks. Who am I kidding? So that came in. Many of you, or some of you, not many of you, participated in the swap that we had in our group, in the Suburban Stitcher group, that was a Lammy Toes swapless swap, and we got the yarn this week. Did you get your yarn? It's a little bit of a spoiler. Check your mail if you haven't gotten it. But this is so pretty, I had to show you. You ready? If you participated in the swap, this is what you're getting. And I will preface this with saying I arranged it in the bag like this because my brain thinks in rainbow order. So if you get yours and it didn't come like this, it's just because I'm OCD. But look at that. Beautiful, speckled, lots of pinks and mints and purples and lots of speckles. These are 10 one-of-a-kind colorways that are 40 yards each. So, super duper pretty. And these are going to be perfect in this blanket, right? Yeah. Perfect in this blanket. I mean, that just looks like it needs to go in there. And then the extras will go in my my crochet scrap blanket. So, yay! And the last thing that came in, I cannot even tell you how excited I was. So I, like many of you, binge watched, I literally watched these within 24 hours. All the way done. I mean, I was addicted. Stranger Things. I want to watch it again. Totally. It is such a great show. It's totally creepy. It's very X-Files meets Stand By Me meets The Goonies, sort of. It's amazing. And the lovely folks over at Up in Yarn Designs dyed up, I think this is Lorelei. I'm almost positive that's your name. I'm also mostly positive she doesn't watch. But I'm pretty sure her name is Lorelei. Dyed up Stranger Things inspired yarn. And I kept looking at them and thought, oh my gosh, I love these, but how do I decide, number one? And number two, I can't decide, but I can't get, 7 skeins of yarn or 5. I don't need 5 full skeins of yarn. And then she put them in minis, and I was done. So, Stranger Things mini set. First of all, look how cute this packaging is with the little thank you, a special sticker for it. Totally love it. And I'm going to take these out, but I had to show you the package because it was just too stinking cute. Because I'm sure as soon as I open it, it's going to rip this all up. Yeah. Oh well. But there are 5 colors. And they don't give anything about the plot away, so there's no spoilers. This one is called Mirkwood. This is called Demogorgon. Look at those speckles in there. Holy cow. Gorgeous. This one is called the Upside Down. Great dark, great man color. This one is called L for Short. Pinky purples. And this one is called Will Said Run. Which, if you haven't watched the show, you totally have to watch the show. And why this yarn looks like this is perfect. I won't give it away, but the interpretation of this yarn is my favorite of the whole set. And I have to say, when I first was looking at them online, of course I knew I would love L because it was pinks and purples and reds, and that's just very me. But this is actually the one that I thought, I think if I bought one, I actually had this in my cart for a while, Mirkwood. But now that I am seeing them in person, I love them all, but I have to say that my favorite is this one. It is a combination of the name combined with the perfect interpretation of this yarn. All I'll say is Christmas lights. And that's it. Isn't that beautiful? Can you see all the colors in there? So anyway, that came in. And that is it for Hello Lovelies. The last thing that we are going to do this week is I want to introduce you to what I am sure will be a brand new dyer to most of you. I had the lovely pleasure of meeting Kim at the Houston Fiber Fest back in June. And she gave me some yarn to use as a giveaway, and I've kind of been saving it because we were in the middle of Around Your Neck Cal. I wanted to do something that was totally different to really draw attention to her yarn because it's gorgeous. She gave me, now let's see, let's talk about her business first. The name of her business is Kim Marie's Knit Knacks. And she does it all. She dyes yarn, she makes project bags, she just does amazing things. And look at that. Like, I'm seeing more colors on the screen than I even saw in real life. That is gorgeous yarn, y'all. This is a 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon blend. The colorway is called, oh, I take that back. I totally misspoke. This is a 100% superwash merino, 438 yards, 100 grams. So there's no nylon in this. It is 100% superwash merino. The colorway is called Chameleon. Glad I read that instead of just assuming. Chameleon. Look at all of the colors. And I love this like purpley blue and then these bright golden yellows. Absolutely stunning. And then she sent me another skein. This is a shawl length skein. So it is 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, 680 yards, 150 grams. That's a lot of yarn. 680 yards, and this colorway is called West Texas Sunset. And look how gorgeous that is with all of the reds and the yellows. So here's the deal. She gave me these 2 skeins of yarn, and there is no way that I can pick. No way that I can choose what I would like to keep and what is the giveaway. So here is what we're going to do. We are going to do a giveaway for one of these, and the winner will get to choose what they want, what they would like. And a little birdie told me that a sweet podcast watcher also may be sending me another skein of her yarn. Isn't that a coincidence? For a giveaway. So that means that as soon as I get that yarn, that there may, if I get it, which I think I will, if I get it before I record again, then maybe we'll have 2 winners. So cross your fingers. If not, we'll save that other skein that I know I'm getting for another giveaway. Okay, sound good? So here's going to be the prompt. Actually, I don't know. I'm going to come up with something fun. And just tell me, I'll come up with something. And I'll put it in the thread as a giveaway. And then you'll answer the question. You'll be entered for the giveaway. And I'll pick a winner. And whoever wins gets to choose the one that they would like. And good luck to you, because they're both amazing. So that, I believe, is it for this week. Sorry, my shirt's all, I think that's it. I think so. I hope that y'all have a lovely, lovely week. Whatever you have, or 2 weeks. I mean, it's been 2 weeks since the last time we spoke. Lovely week or 2, or however long until I see you again. And I hope that you get to do lots of fun things, lots of fall things, lots of whatever it is that you want to be doing. That's it, guys. I will see you soon. Bye.